Hello everybody, Stallions, HandsomeJackBoy here, bringing you guys the first episode to my Borderlands 1 Legendary Weapon Guide Remastered series. And in this series I'm going to do just that. I'm going to remaster some of my old Legendary Weapon Guides, specifically the ones that I think need to be remastered. And then also you guys can post in the comments and let me know which ones you would like to see remastered. By remastered, I mean just kind of covering these guns again, except this time around I'm going to have improved commentary, because that was something I noticed with some of my old guys, is that the commentary just wasn't the greatest. It wasn't that good, and you know, especially if you compare it to my commentary now. And also I feel like some of the information I should have covered about the guns just wasn't there. Here's an example. The Hellfire, which is, by the way, what we're going to be covering here in this episode if you haven't already noticed. Which should have been obvious from the beginning, but I felt like I didn't explain the red text that well. I didn't even really research it. I just said, oh, the bullets explode in these little fire explosions or whatnot. That's not the red text. That's not what the gun actually does. So this time around, everything's going to be improved. And before you guys say, well, why don't you wait till Borderlands 1 Remastered Edition comes out? Wouldn't that be a perfect time to start this series? And, you know, you guys make a good point. But like I said, I'm not going to go through the entire series and redo every single episode. I'm only going to remaster the episodes I feel like need to be remastered, and I'm also going to listen to you guys and your feedback and which episodes you guys would like to see remastered. Anyways, with all of that out of the way, let's get this episode started. So like I said, it should have been obvious on what we're going to be covering here in this episode. We're going to be covering the Hellfire. The Hellfire is an incendiary SMG, and the prefix for mine is HX2C Combustion Hellfire. The prefix for you guys might change, and as you can see there in the red text, it says, we don't need no water. That means that with the Hellfire, every shot generates an incendiary event, greater incendiary damage. Now, first things first, I'm going to be reading the usage and description section here into the wiki for the Hellfire. It says, the Hellfire is widely regarded as one of the most powerful weapons in Borderlands. The weapon's strength does not lie in its stats, although the accessory turns a combination of mediocre parts into monsters. But in its incendiary effect, every single shot will ignite, setting opponents on fire. Most importantly, the effect stacks, dealing massive incendiary damage over time. As such, when choosing a Hellfire, fire rate is nearly always more important than damage. The Hellfire is strong against virtually all enemies of Pandora. Even enemies resistant to fire, like Guardians, succumb to the sheer quantity of flames generated by the Hellfire. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, I feel really stupid now, but the only legitimate prefix for the Hellfire is combustion. So when I said the prefix for you guys might change, I lied, so I'm sorry about that. But anyways, my opinion about this gun. Well, to you guys out there that have been on my channel for a while, you should know what I'm about to say, and you should know that this is my favorite legendary in Borderlands 1. And it's also my favorite gun in Borderlands 1, okay? That is how beastly this thing is, guys. It's so freaking beast. It's just the best all-around gun in this game, in my opinion. You know, and it doesn't matter what class you're on, this thing just destroys. Okay, guys, and if you have a Lilith, this gun is even beastlier, okay? That's why I'm so excited to get this thing on my Lilith, since she just reached level 69. Hype! Finally, I know. It seems like it's taken ages, but I finally got her up there to level 69, and it's just awesome. But anyway, look at this. Did you see that? I got a freaking defender out of that chest. Normally I wouldn't open chests during gameplay footage of me killing enemies with a gun that I'm going to be doing a guide on, because I should be killing enemies, not opening chests. But you know, I like to open chests every once in a while, and I had a good feeling coming from that chest, so decided to open it, and of course there's a freaking legendary inside, so that's awesome. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to talking about this thing, because that's what I'm supposed to be talking about. But yeah, guys, this thing is just an absolute monster. It tears everything up, like I said, and even if they're resistant to fire, it still tears them up. For example, the Flaming Psychos, or whatever they're called. Their name changes depending on the playthrough. I'm trying to remember what they're called in playthrough 1. But this thing tears those guys up. Even though they're resistant to fire, even though they don't ignite and take damage over time from the fire damage, they still just get mowed down with the Hellfire. It's crazy how good this thing is. I mean, there's no negatives coming from this gun. It's all positive. It's all positive. This is just, like I said, it's one of the best guns in the game, and for me, it's just my favorite overall gun in this game. It's my favorite legendary in this game. So yeah, that'll pretty much wrap it up for this episode, guys. I also should mention that all the legendary weapons in Borderlands 1 are completely random. There's no specific bosses you need to farm for each of the legendaries. It's random. And the drop rates for these things are a lot higher than they are in Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1, so it shouldn't be that hard to find a legendary in this game. It's just random on which one you're going to find. There are, you know, good places that you can farm for guaranteed legendaries, but they're still going to be random each and every time. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that out there because that was like one of the #1 complaints in my Legendary Weapon Guide series, and that I had a lot of people asking me, where the heck do I get these legendaries? Which boss do I need to farm to find the specific legendary? And, you know, I felt like I didn't need to keep answering that question in each and every guide, because I would have shown that, and, you know, I would have shown where to get the gun if, you know, if there was a specific place that you can farm, or, you know, whatever. I would have shown that in the video. But, you know, the reason why I didn't is because, like I said, they're all random. So if you guys want to find yourself the Hellfire, I just recommend farming the Crimson Armory or Cromarax. You know, those are some of the best ways to get guaranteed legendaries. Like I said, there are ways to get guaranteed legendaries. It's just that the legendaries you're going to get are random each and every time. It's all up to RNG. It is all RNG, guys. But anyway, like I said, that's about going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more, and post in the comments, you know, which episodes you think should be remastered. I'm thinking about doing like either the Raven next or the Ogre, but that's just what I think, and it can definitely change depending on what you guys think. So also, if you do happen to post in the comments and suggest an episode I should redo, make sure you check out the episode, and if I'm recording the gun in the Underdome, I would be more than happy to do a, you know, remastery of that episode, because the episodes that I did in Headstone Mine, I feel like those episodes are fine. I don't need to touch those, because that's when my commentary is starting to get a little better. But the ones that I did in the Underdome, I don't mind remastering. So just to point that out. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.